I'm here today to talk about my core values of curiosity, passion, and a love for my community. For me, local also means global, because I know that everything is connected to nature. This is also the story of what some say is a crazy idea. It's the world's largest underwater restaurant and phenomenon under, connecting people to nature, starting in Norway. Norway is probably most known for deep fjords, high mountains, and the northern lights, but it's so much more. The southern part of Norway, a region less known internationally, but at the same time, the most visited region for Norwegians. A coastline with hospitality, a region where Norwegians come to slow down. It's a warmer part of Norway, with mild winters that shape the richness of nature here. There's a high diversity, both over and underwater. Southern Norway has a unique archipelago with small islands and fishing villages. This is where I grew up. Lucky me. It's a fantastic place with a blue nature and a rich history. All the way back to the Viking heritage, the sea is what brought people together and made people travel. So this is the place where the Viking legend Ragnar Lodbrok met his bride, Aslak. It's also the first part of Norway to be free of ice during the Ice Age. The Vikings, they were explorers. You might say they were a part of globalization. They built up the coast, connected Norway to the rest of the world. The ocean connected people, knowledge, and cultures. But still, it's a remote location, mostly known for nature, rough weather conditions, and being in the southern cape of Norway. However, of course, as anyone else, we believe we live in the center of the universe. With rich marine life, small tidal changes, beautiful surroundings, and kind, hospitable people. A perfect location for an underwater restaurant. Everything was right. It involved our core values of being curious, passionate, and local. And we live in a small village and are used to taking care of each other. So at an early stage, we made the decision to use local resources and to realize the project in a sustainable way. Environmental sustainability had to begin with the building itself, with architects and craftsmen who shared our passion. It's nature that decided a huge part of the architecture, so the construction needed to withstand rough weather conditions and at the same time be a part of nature. It's angled and curved, so the sea can pass over it rather than stop the waves. Therefore, it's also connected by a bridge, so the water can pass free around it. It has a rough surface, so mussel and kelp can attach to the outer shell, and the building will eventually be a part of nature. All the interior woodwork is locally oak, sourced just 2 kilometers from the restaurant, produced by a local company. This includes everything from the walls, floors, and down to even some of the cutlery. The ceramics are made by a good friend of us. His name is Trond Skog. He's one of my favorites. He lives just 5-minute drive away, and he shares our passion. He uses local sand, shell, sea salt, sourced just outside of the restaurant. The building had to convey the mystic Nordic underwater world. And as a kid, I had an underwater binocular, like anyone else, maybe. It's an eye into a different world, and under, it's actually just the same thing. Our curiosity about the blue sea, we forward to all our guests. The Nordic Sea is different from the tropical sea. It's more mystic and dark. Not many people know what's hidden under the surface. The Nordic Sea is fantastic in the way that it changes all the time, and that's the true wonder of nature. We embrace our seasons with everything they bring. So when spring comes, the trees turn green. The same happens on the water. The water gets warmer, and the kelp starts again growing. The colorful wrasses and jellyfish come back again. And there's also a story to tell about the wrasses, because they are one of the reasons why salmon farming gets more sustainable. They eat salmon lice. When autumn arrives, we use lights to attract plankton. Plankton, again, attracts fish. At this time of year, it's mostly cod, pollock, crabs, and sometimes another type of a jellyfish. Like you see the small dots here, they are the water comp jellyfish. The water-comb jellyfish doesn't belong here. Some say it came as ballast water in 2007, but they have their origin in the West Atlantic. But with warmer water due to climate change, they tend to explode also here. Having a window like this, we see all these changes. Climate change is observable, and it's a part of our story. And having no boundaries, and leaving nature as it is, every day is unique and different. Some days have less visibility, caused by a huge amount of plankton. That's a fantastic thing. Plankton is the key to almost all life undersea, and also one of the reasons why we breathe. Plankton can absorb between 30 to 50% of the world's carbon dioxide. This is really a story to tell, and we need to appreciate the small things which connect the nature together. Say hello to Ernie. Ernie, he's our new resident. He came by last week. He found a nest of eggs. A female lumpfish laying in the corner of in the window. They're probably not his offspring, but he doesn't care. He will protect them, guard them for 2 months from now on. That's a nice thing. Good neighbors. We need to appreciate them. And he shares our values of taking care of our local community. Our forefathers survived by foraging and hunting. This is a knowledge and competence we want to bring back. Foraging for nature, both over and underwater, plays a big part of our everyday life at Under. We use what's in season and prepare at the same time for winter. We all live in a big garden, we just don't see it. But we take time, search for knowledge, and this makes us use a bigger part of our diversity. This is Olaf and Liz, my favorite people. They are living encyclopedias. They've been living off nature and what they grow themselves for a decade. All their life, they eat what they can find from nature. This is a knowledge we take use of and we want to bring back to further generations. Foraging is essential to sustainability, but we are at risk of losing this knowledge. So almost everything served in Under come from our local surroundings, and our chef Nikolai Elitskor, they go out diving, fishing as often as they can. We start foraging early in spring when the first leaves of rowan comes. Continues with different types of pine sprouts, different early coastal plants like the Camba maritima and the European sea rocket. And this continues until the last apples are picked in October. This season, we have explored 250 different plants and herbs over and underwater. So in order to fully use our local resources, we need global knowledge. So currently, there's working 12 different nationalities at Under, all with different background and knowledge from other cuisines around the world. And this makes us to use local ingredients with different techniques. We all share a thirst for knowledge, curiosity, and passion. For me, this journey has given me an even deeper respect for nature and our heritage. This is a story I want to share with all of you. Thank you for listening.